want to demonstrate what React props are. React props are, simply put, it is data in your web or mobile application. Whether this data is created on the fly in your front-end component or it comes from a back-end server database, it all trickles down to, at the end of the day, props. The data trickles down to props, no matter where it comes from. For me personally, it took a little bit of time to drill that concept for some reason. Just say it over again. So once you get the flow of how MVC works, you'll really start to understand the true meaning and the true purpose of props in React. What's the point of a website if it has no data? What's the point of a website if it doesn't save any of that data? Or what's the point of scrolling social media with just a blank newsfeed? When you're coding, when Facebook was being coded, all that data in Facebook or any social media app or any website that is built with React uses props for its data in its front end components. Here I have a terminal and I'm going to use create React app. To use create React app, you need to have git, node, and either npm or yarn installed on your terminal. So I'm using npx create React app and I'm naming it React props. Okay guys, I have successfully downloaded my create React app. So I'm going to cd into it. So I'm going to cd into it, bring that folder into Visual Studio Code. Okay, so I have my folder inside Visual Studio Code here. I have node modules, so I can use React node module packages. Public folder, which connects my HTML to the React DOM. I have a source here, which is where all the React code goes. Git ignore for ignoring files, package JSON for the list of node modules that you, the node module packages that you want. So we're using React here. And yeah, I'm going to go into source here and make a quick components folder. And we'll make a user. Now to create one, I'm going to use a shortcut and it's RACFE. And that creates the shell of a functional React component. And the shortcut I use for that is the React snippets extension. Okay, now this component isn't being rendered yet. We're going to bring it into this app.js file, but first let's get the application running. Okay, so this is what the website looks like. This is the main create React app boilerplate. Okay, so I'm going to bring that user component into this main root app.js file. So let's put that user right here. And here it is right there. Now let's throw props into the component. Nothing happens. Let's console log the props and see what we get. Okay. We get an empty object. Empty object with a proto, and that's what every JavaScript object comes with, is a proto. It's just waiting for data to come in it. So let's put some data in it so it can bring into the component. All right, let's say data equals a number, 1. And now props shows up here with data as 1 right here. Let's render that to the screen. Doesn't work. Let's cut that. Let's put a comma there and try it this way. So we got props here. It's not bringing the number 1 yet. So let's do props.data because that's what we called it. So props.data here renders right there, user 1. Now we can deconstruct the props too by just saying data and adding curly brackets and deleting this props and deleting this props. Let's see what we get. Same thing happens. And the console log right here says props1. Props.data, that doesn't work. Props is not defined. I can add another prop here, say a name, be a string, and it'll be Matt, my name. Now, if we do name in there too, we throw in name, we get 1 and Matt in the console log. We throw it in the actual DOM. We get user Matt. And then we can just throw data in another set of brackets right under or above is fine too. Let's say data. And we can do name right above that. And we get user Matt1 Matt. So now if I wanted to work with a class-based component and I wanted to bring this data into that class component, let's delete this one and do RCE. And we have a class-based React component. So there's nowhere to put the props as parameters. So let's do a set of brackets inside and do this and see what we get. We get an error. So let's do this dot name. Sorry, let's do this dot props. Okay, let's do this dot props dot data. And we get the number 1 right there. It's coming from our root app component. This dot props dot number. This dot props dot name. 1 Matt. If we want to deconstruct like we did in the last component, we can do const data name equals this dot props. Now, delete that, delete that. We're deconstructing data and name from this dot props. And the reason why that's working is because once again, we have it inside our component in the root app file. Thank you so much for watching. This is React Props. See you guys soon.